What did that sound like? Like, at the beginning of yoga, where they're like telling
the
you to
breathe
breathe,
in,
and they're like,
breathe out.
and then open mouth exhale.
That's what we should bring into 2024. Just
Exhaling the bullshit.
yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to What a Bunch of Idiots. This is our yoga episode, actually.
It's our ASMR.
ASMR.
We're just gonna whisper.
And now you will dive into your fatherhood trauma.
No.
Where your dad never loved you.
I'm not ready
And
for
he
that.
abandoned you. And this is why you are attracted to really toxic men. Hey everybody, welcome back to What a Bunch of Idiots. And a Happy New Year! Woo! My thing is on replay. There we go. Woo! Oh, great. Good times. Good times. We did it, Mimi. We did.
We survived another year.
Another year.
Proud of us.
Another dollar. Cheers to that. There you go. Today's drink is a strawberry mojito made by yours truly over here. Mimi's more of our...
I made it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yours truly.
Oh. Normally it's like, oh, yours truly,
Oh, I guess I'm using it wrong. That makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But we made mojitos. We also had tacos de papa.
Those
which
were made by him.
So good. That's like
delicious.
That's where our relationship's at. It's like what we provide for each other. You do the drinks, I do the food. But nothing else. Dude, I love tacos de papa. They
were so good.
Good.
And they're so like simple.
Yeah, and like I was telling Maggie about this, that my mom would always make them after the holidays because we would always have leftover mashed potatoes, and it's like the easiest thing to use with mashed potatoes.
Smart.
You could also make you can technically do gnocchi with it too, but I think the milk inside the mashed potatoes would just taste funny. So
You can make what?
gnocchi.
Oh, like the pasta?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. It's a new disease you can have now these days.
Comes from potatoes.
Yeah. Fuck.
They're thriving in Idaho.
Is that where they're originally from?
Idaho potatoes?
No, I get Roussettes. No, Idaho is a specific potato, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
But I get Roussettes.
Russets?
It's the same shit.
It's just fun to correct you.
No, I know it is. But anyways.
But yeah, happy 2024, guys.
Not yet. It's actually the 31st. So
well, for us, but when it's out, this video will be out.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So happy 2024. Happy New Year's.
It doesn't feel like it's
No, it doesn't.
New Year's weekend.
It
Like it's literally New Year's Eve today while we're recording this, and it's like
it just feels like a normal Sunday for me.
Yeah.
So I
don't know. It feels like a Monday to me.
It does feel like a Monday. Oh my God. Now that you say that, I'm like, it does. I was doing that actually. I think because back to our last episode, we talked about how like it doesn't feel like the holidays.
Yeah.
I think everybody's just so swallowed up and so many things are happening up right now that they're just like, it's the holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
Just external things happening in the world. I think people are struggling because of inflation. Now we're in deflation, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll give it a few months and see if it actually sticks.
The other day I was up at Vista and there's a gas station called Barnacle Express. Weird plug-in.
Barnacle.
But their gas was $4. Exactly $4. So obviously before I came home, I topped off because I was like,
hell yeah.
Because gas over here is like $4.50 still. So
dude, we were in Indiana for the week and gas was $2.59.
Oh shit.
And I was like, damn, we should have driven just so we can get all this gas. But then we would have spent more on gas. But $2.59. You good?
Does that look like a spider in there?
I don't think so. No, it's the strawberry puree. It's like the seeds of the strawberry puree. Ernie's gonna get spider powers.
That looks like a spider in there.
Is he? Oh my God, that kind of does look like a spider. Ew!
That was weird. And I've been drinking
it. Did you notice that the first drink?
No, it was I literally took a sip and I was like, I think that's a spider. But I'm not sure.
Weird.
I think I'm going to just put this off to the side real quick, guys.
I'm not trying to poison Ernie.
No, that's hilarious.
We literally just made this. That's like the third one, and I had the fourth one.
Well, that's so funny that you say that because I was like also thinking like maybe that is the puree because sometimes it has like those little...
Or like part of the mint.
Mint, yeah, and stuff. But it was a spider. Maybe there was a spider in the mint. Or was it in the cup? That's a real quick question.
If it was in the cup, you would have noticed it in the cup.
No, for real.
But for the mint, I pulled each leaf off, so we would have noticed it.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Maybe it's been in the puree.
I mean, I'll still use the Purell, but I'm not gonna drink that because last thing I want to do is swallow up a spider.
Maybe you'll get spider powers.
You know.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like the worst version of a spider, like a daddy long wing and stuff. I just get really taller.
You just get like legs that are like.
I'm like, you could have given me some other power. Like, what the fuck, bro?
He can't even climb up walls.
No, I know, right?
He can only sleep in like the corners of showers.
Yeah, I know, right? That's all I can go for. That's my spider powers. Well, that was a good drink while it lasted. I mean, honestly, I should probably not drink too much because sugary drinks give me a fat headache and stuff.
But it didn't have that much sugar. The puree and then like a...
Put a lot of... what's that thing called?
I didn't put that much simple.
Well, we'll see.
But...
We'll see.
The puree is sweet.
Yeah, puree is sweet. But anyways, yeah, everyone, Happy New Year's. If I get Spider-Man powers in 2024, I will not save half of you. Just letting you know now. If I have a vendetta against you, I will not save you. If I saw you in a burning building and you're like, help me, Spider-Man. And I'm like, I remember in my sophomore year, you called me ugly after I asked you out to a dance. So now you can burn. Now you can burn.
Karma.
It's karma. Guess what? World's greatest Spider-Man right here. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man with vengeance.
Have you seen the commercials for Madam Web? Just shameless, like, transition into that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
How do you feel about that?
I feel weird about it. I like what's her name? Dakota Johnson. I think that's her name, the main actress.
Yeah. I'm not.
You know.
I don't care much for her.
It's also, like, the other actors were, in my opinion, I think they could be good. The only person
Sydney Sweeney, I'm like, okay.
That's the person I have kind of beef with. I just don't.
Really?
No, I just, after seeing her Euphoria, and this is just my point of view.
Yeah.
There's some actors, both men, women, non-binary, that are made for action superhero movies, and there are some who are not. And I don't think Sydney Sweeney is not.
I think that's because she's been typecasted as her type in Euphoria.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
but I think she has more range.
Yeah, and I think so, and I think that's what.
But I also don't think Madam Web is going to be like
no
super actiony tough.
No,
I think they're going to try to make it comical and like because it's a female cast, they're going to try to make it like that direction, and I think it's going to flop because of that.
And to your point about like Sydney Sweeney being typecasted, she's typecasted as like the hot blonde with, you know,
like kind of
big fat boobs and stuff like that. So I feel like,
but she's even said in interviews that she hates that that's her.
Yeah, and I read that interview, and but then she realized like she just has to go with the flow of things like that. But I think like, I don't know who's directing it, but I feel like they would do that. They would make her costume weirdly
super sexual.
Yeah, I mean, most female heroes and villains have weird sexualized costumes, but at the same time, I feel like they would do over the top with it.
For hers.
I'm gonna wait till it comes out and streaming to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not excited about it. I feel like if they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna do too much, and it's gonna flop. But if they kept it to like an actual superhero movie with an all-female cast, that would be cool.
Yeah, I do want something like that. I think if they were gonna make an all-female cast of superhero movies, I think they should just stay away from like Marvel and DC and do like their own version. Because what I realize now, and then I'm probably gonna add this to my list of ins and out of 2024. Comic book fan base are very, very horrible people, and if it's not by the comic books or a certain, like, I guess you would say setup story, they get pissed off, and then they actually end up ruining the movie because like they will review it and say it was shitty and stuff like that. So
which is lame. It's not a comic book.
Yeah.
It's a comic character,
and it's
like they're not basing it off a specific comic.
And
it's just
most movies are adaptations of the comic, so it's like not really set in stone. It's like a different version of it. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. No, we'll see what happens. It was kind of like Morbius. I've never seen Morbius, the one with Jared Leto.
That one didn't interest me too much.
No, I know, but it was like I didn't watch it because I knew it was gonna suck, and then it did. It flopped, and then I was just kind of like, well, this is why. Like, you know, you have a good character that doesn't really fit in the realm of like the Marvel cinema Marvel cinema.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that one.
Well,
we did just watch Aquaman, and I didn't want to watch it but it made me feel a little better because they cut out a lot of Amber Heard's stuff.
Nice.
And even when she was in it, you can see that like Jason Momoa, he was just kind of like uncomfortable to be next to her, and I was like, thank you.
Well, did you also hear that people were kind of feeling uncomfortable with Jason Momoa because he drinks a lot on sets?
I did not hear that, but I feel like I could see that. But I also feel like that's just his character, so like fits him.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
They're like, this fits him actually. Let's keep it.
I don't know. I was telling David after we walked out of watching it, the movie was not great. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was funny, but it was like a little bit too much. It was like over the top, and you're like, really? Yeah. I get it. He's a merman. He rides a seahorse, but really? Yeah. But I was telling David that you know how they're doing that like live action adaptation of Moana, and The Rock is obviously Maui. I was like, if it weren't a kids movie, like if it were just like a live adaptation of Moana, but like for adults, Jason Momoa should be Maui.
Yeah,
because he'd have that like humor and kind of like not obnoxious, but kind of like what's like, it called, racy humor.
Like self-absorbed, in my opinion, because Maui's supposed to be self-absorbed.
Yeah, but like just the way that Jason Momoa has like his type of humor. Yeah, that's like a little racy, a little like sexual, a little like cocky and over like that would be a good sense of humor. Sorry, you like lost me at racy. I was like, you mean racism? Not racist, racy.
We love a good guy who does racism. You know, like
No. But I feel like he would do good. Yeah. As Maui. In like a normal people, not kid version.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. We'll keep dreaming because that'll never happen.
I know, Disney, but I'm just saying it would be cool.
Disney owns everything and everyone.
You know what? In 150 years, when the patent runs out or whatever, 50 years?
No.
Maui.
In 100 years, Disney will become the government.
Honestly, yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney ends up owning us. Like this.
Maybe podcast. It already does. When we signed up for Disney Plus.
You're now watching Disney Channel. You know? Don't get my table dirty. Oh my God, dude. That's how we're starting on this episode. Just talking about.
We got to get back in the groove of it.
I know. We've been off for a bit. But with that being said.
Last episode was great.
It was good. It was good.
I was also kind of drunk last episode, so I feel like I was way more.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you more drunk now. I can't get drunk because there was a spider in my drink, so.
Do you know on average people eat like 8 spiders?
Yeah, when they're not aware of it and they're asleep.
Yeah, and they're asleep. So just pretend that you're sleeping. You'll be fine.
I'm not going to do that. That's gross. I actually thought about it. Taking a sip right now. I was like.
Can you just take the spider out? Did you put it back in there and mix it?
Yeah, I did.
Do you want me to make you another one? We'll pause this and I'll make you another one.
Can you?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll pause real quick. We're good.
We're back.
I got my drink back. I'm actually excited now.
This time it only has 2 spiders in it.
That was kind of weird. I think we assumed it was hidden in the mint, so I think that's what it was. So, because it'd be so funny. It was in the PRA. There was like.
It's just living in there.
That's bound to happen. Actually, according to the FDA, companies are supposed to allow like 10% of your whatever you buy that's canned bottle to have at least 10% of it has to be of an insect or
it doesn't have to be, but it allows it. FDA allows it because when it's off, like bugs crawl in there.
Yeah,
that's why if you're allergic to shellfish, have you seen that?
No.
If you're allergic to shellfish, you're also allergic to cockroaches. And if you're allergic to either shellfish or cockroaches, you cannot have bagged coffee because of how much cockroach carcass there is in there.
That's crazy. I did not know that. So that's kind of gross.
Crush your own beans.
Oh, you're talking about when they grind it and stuff? Like whole beans. Oh, okay.
No, so you can get your own beans, but like the one that's already, whatever the word is.
Grounded up.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're not supposed to have that.
Wow. I did not know that. How do you know that?
TikTok.
Makes sense.
So it's got to be true.
Yeah. So it's about 97% true. The other 3% it could be wrong. But
yeah, there's bugs and everything.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not allergic to peanuts. Maybe they're allergic to bees, and then bees get grounded up in the peanuts.
Are peanuts grounded up? Oh, like for peanut butter. Okay, yeah. I was like, you can buy whole peanuts.
Well, then now that I say that, I take it back.
Do peanuts grow on trees or in bushes or like on the ground? How do you grow a peanut? Because I know almonds is like a tree.
No, you're right about almonds. Let me Google this because I'm actually now.
Because what if that they're allergic to the like manure or the fertilizer?
Ooh, true.
So now you're allergic to peanuts, but it's not.
Peanuts are the seeds of the peanut plant, which are formed in the familiar fibery pods that we love to crack open at the ballpark.
Okay, but.
So let me show you the image right now. That's what it is.
Oh, it's like a carrot. It grows underground in the root. Interesting.
Interesting.
Peanuts are a root.
Well,
you learn something new on this podcast every day.
Yeah, I know.
That's a couple weeks ago, I learned that an ounce is an ounce.
Yeah. What?
that an ounce is an ounce no matter what.
Yeah. I fucking hated that conversation for the rest of my life. With that being said, I mean, it is New Year's Eve. And I ask people this question a lot if they do like do it. Do they believe in it? What their stance on it? But because it is New Year's Eve, what is your stance on New Year's resolutions? And as well, do you do them? Or do you have your own? And if so, can you tell us?
No.
I
can't tell you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have different perspectives of it, both because I have like my personal perspective of it, and then I also have my perspective as a trainer on New Year's resolutions. So my own perspective, I'm like, cool, this is something that I'm trying to work out all year, not just waiting towards New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But the kind of like mental list of doing it on New Year's, like for the New Year's, helps me.
Yeah.
Kind of be like, okay, well, let me start my year off right. Let me kind of fresh start.
Yeah.
As a trainer, I hate New Year's resolutions.
Valid.
Because why wait till the new year to do that?
Yeah.
Right? Especially like because it's around the holidays, everybody kind of goes like gung ho on the holidays and eats whatever and stops exercising. And that's not bad. If you're going to be with family, enjoy the time, enjoy the holidays. But also, eat whatever you want. But also, don't use as an excuse to fall down and wait until the New Year's to get started.
Exactly.
So there's like, it's both sides of it.
It's like a 50-50.
Yeah. If it's things
sword.
like, hey, I need to kind of like restart and it just happens to be around New Year's, cool. Do that. I'll write down my resolutions every year. Do I actually do them? Probably not. But
no
it's something that I
hang
have.
out with Ernesto.
That's my number 2 on there. Yeah.
2 days later, you want to go hang out? Yeah, sure. No, and I get you. Because I'm in the same boat. I'm not a personal trainer, but I'm very realistic and very solution forward person. So the way I've always seen New Year's resolutions, I don't like the ones where they're like, I want to say impossible, but they're long-term goals.
Yeah.
Because I feel like long-term goals are always harder to achieve.
Yeah.
So when I meet people who are like, oh yeah, this is my New Year's resolutions, we can go along the conversation about working out. Like people are like, I want to lose 50 pounds in 1 year.
That's not going to happen in 1 year.
Exactly.
Unless you get surgery. Like there's no safe way to lose 50 pounds quickly.
This is actually our new sponsor, Ozempic. But no, like that's why I meet people who I worked with a lot of people who are like, my New Year's resolution is this. And my thing is like, I let them have it. I never try to shit on them because it's a goal. But I always tell myself to do short-term goals. So I'd be like, okay, this year I want to try to lose, I don't know, 10 pounds before July or something like that. You know?
There you go.
Give myself an actual deadline. Because I realize when you give yourself a whole year, you rarely accomplish
They fall.
it,
they fall off.
I also try to do for more realistic, smaller goals and stuff because I realize when you do bigger things, they become challenging. You come to the point where you want to give up. So, like for example, like for me is like I don't know. In February, I'm going to take 2 days to go through my closet and get rid of clothes I no longer wear and donate them.
Yeah.
Realistic short goal. I think another one is like I don't know, put $10 in my savings account once. Like every, I don't know, once a week or something like that. You know, see what happens.
You can actually do that on your bank account and like just do it automatically.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
No, that's what
I do it on my regular account.
Yeah.
Every day it does a certain amount. And it's nothing big where I'm going to notice that I think it's like $5 every day just into my savings. And I don't notice $5 getting taken out. But then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I have $300, $400 more in my savings. Oh, okay. Because I haven't put anything because I've like forgotten to put into savings, but I'm like, that's there.
So I think like that's another good thing too. I think when you do New Year's resolutions, do like, short-term goals. Don't do long-terms. I feel like long-terms, are like.
And even if it is long-term, something that you will stick to.
Yeah.
Because some people do like, I'm going to stop drinking for the year. And if you're sober, awesome, do that. But if you're realistic, it just turns into like sober 2 weeks of January.
Yeah.
And then they start drinking, right?
Yeah, like give yourself.
And so it's like, okay, maybe instead of saying I'm going to stop drinking, hey, I'm going to drink less.
Yeah, like
have a set amount of drinks a week.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to have 2, maybe 3 drinks a week. Cool. In a few months, cool. I'm going to have 1 to 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Hey, after that, I don't really need to drink. Cool.
It's like pretty much
set
like
something
moderation.
realistic. Yeah.
Because when you do a hard stop, it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm also not a huge fan of resolutions where it's like, I'm going to not do this or stop doing this.
Yeah.
I prefer like, same thing in my training. I don't like to tell my clients like, hey, you can't do this. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't eat this food. I like to do like the addition thing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, instead of that, let's add more of this.
Yeah.
Let's add more of this, or let's substitute
Yeah.
more of this. So same thing for my resolutions. I'm like, hey, I'm going to add more sober nights out with my friends, right? I'm still going to go out and drink with them every once in a while, but I'm going to add nights where I'm like, I don't have to drink.
Yeah.
Cool.
That makes sense.
I'm going to add more trips. I'm going to add this rather than, oh, I'm going to stop doing this. Because if it's something you enjoy, then it turns into a punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think like, and also try to do more like realistic goals and stuff. So not going to call any names, but if you're watching this and you say to me, my New Year's resolution is stop talking to toxic men. Sorry, homegirl. I know you're going to do it again because that was your last year's New Year's resolution. So just kidding.
I saw this thing where it was like, friend A is like, oh my God, but that's my type. Like I just love, like, that's what I attract and this and that. And then friend B was like, that's not what you attract. That's your pattern. Yeah. Like you're going to them. And I was like, oh shit, save.
Like,
send to ABCD.
Save for later. So I can send it to when I get those text messages like, oh, he's trash. You know, but I don't think I have. I think one of them is to clean out my closet because I've been getting a lot of clothes lately for Christmas and stuff, and I'm like, oof, I need to clean up.
I do have the 1 in, 1 out rule that I'm gonna try. I don't know how well I'll do it, but that is one of my like resolutions. Where it's anytime I buy something for myself, I have to get rid of something. So like if I buy myself a new jacket, cool, get rid of something I don't need.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to stay like clothes for clothes, decoration for It just get rid of something because
Mimi's like, if I buy Mimi's like, if I buy a new pair of shoes, I get rid of David. So I think.
And then I'm getting rid of all of his clothes too at the same time.
God,
so it actually, I'm like, oh my God.
More closet space. Nice.
We were sharing a closet, obviously in the master bedroom.
Yeah.
And then the guest bedroom, it was just like leftover clothes and just kind of storage. And I recently just started changing all my things in there and moving his stuff into this. Because our master bedroom, it has it's the sliding closet doors, but it's 2 in a little hallway. Yeah. Whereas the guest room closet is like a full walk-in closet.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, why have I not been using this whole time? So that's not going to help with the whole 1 in, 1 out. Yeah. But it's fine. In March, my sister-in-law has a giant garage sale, so I'll get rid of a ton of shit. So if you want to get rid of your stuff.
Well, I like donating to like thrift stores and Goodwill closets and stuff like that because that way people can get it more cheaper and stuff instead of like selling it. Because I feel at the same time I don't want to sell it to people. I just want to,
I'll sell it for you.
Okay. But it's that. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe try not to spend as much money as I did last year. I did buy a lot of stuff. Too many stuffs, as you can kind of tell right in front of me.
I think you got excited because you had more financial freedom this last year.
That is true.
So you're like, oh, because like you left Starbucks, you started this job, you're doing more photography, you have more financial freedom. So you wanted to take advantage and like kind of spoil yourself. Go for it.
That's true. That is valid. Yeah.
Go for it.
Pretty much not last year or not this year, but the year prior, November, I went from another company to the company I'm now making much more money. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I went from, what was I saying? Yeah, I went from like
a new job.
Making more. Yeah, no, because like the first desk job I had, I wasn't making a lot. And then I went to this one now where I'm making a lot more. So like, to your point, I was like, I'm gonna buy, you know?
Yeah.
And then now I'm like.
And I feel like that's great. Like that's warranted. Like think of when you're a kid and you start your first job, you get your first paycheck. You're like, I'm gonna buy myself all of this stuff.
That's true.
And then you're like, oh shit, I used all my paycheck. But as adults, I don't feel like we give that financial freedom to ourselves enough because we're in this like, oh, it's a recession. Oh, we got to save for a future. Oh, we got to buy a house soon. Oh, we can't get our $7 coffee because then we won't be able to afford a house. So it's like when you have a little bit of extra, like money's going to come back.
So, and then
go for it.
To your point of $7 coffee. So I bought a $600 espresso machine to now save that $7. Because beans
it'll come back. Your return will come back in like a year.
We're gonna talk about ins and outs for 2024. One of the ins that needs to stay is girl math. Okay, because first of all,
I love girl math
because I was like $600. But then a coffee costs $7.
Yeah.
Plus oat milk, so it could be like almost like no, actually with oat milk.
You just need 3 months worth of coffee. You're
yeah,
good.
because if I do the math right now, this is a little bit of girl math we're doing. So I drink coffee practically almost every day. So 365 times, let's say 750, because sometimes coffee can be like $5.
And some days you get 2 coffees.
Yeah, 7.50. So that's $2,000 I'm spending on every day. Because I drink coffee every day.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm saving money because that's like about like a 200.
So you're making money off of that.
Yeah. And then
coffee
beans cost roughly, let's say roughly around $25. And I buy a bag of beans maybe twice a month. So times 12. So what I spend in the machine, I buy in coffee beans now. But then they last me sometimes twice, like 2 times. Like I buy 2 bags a month. So it's $50 per month. 50 times 12 is 600. So, girl math.
I think you over-explained it a little bit too much for it to be girl math, but I appreciate it.
And then oat milk's only like $4, and I buy like a carton of oat milk, like buy maybe 3 a month because I go through oat milk because I also use it for my cereal and all that stuff. So one of the things we should keep in is girl math because hey, dude, but what is my other New Year's resolution? I feel like I don't do a lot of New Year's resolutions because I feel like I don't want to set myself up for failure or also make up this unrealistic resolution that I know I could have done this year or, instead of, I'm just like, I'll do it next year,
Yeah.
So
one of mine that I actually started back in like August, either August or September, was that at least once a month I was going to try something new for me. Yeah. So like something either health, like exercise wise, like a new class or like self-care wise or just like something fun for me once a month. Yeah. Just to kind of like treat myself like, hey, we're going through hard times. Do something to enjoy the time. And like I did cupping. Well, I did like cupping and that was cool. I did acupuncture. I tried yoga. I actually really like yoga even though I suck at it. But it's like also like, cool. I bought tickets for like one of those like pouring classes, like the paint pours. So I'm going to do that next month. Like stuff like that. Like, you ever seen, like, it's normally like a charcuterie board or a cutting board, and it looks like the ocean.
I think Maggie actually wants to do that.
I think I sent her the post of, like, it's a class in, like, Oceanside. So I was like, cool, I'm going to do that next month, right? So that's something I want to continue.
Have you done therapy yet?
No, because that's more than once a month. We're committing to once a month.
Threw a curb on her ass. She's like, fuck, you got me real good, dude.
Retail therapy.
Yeah.
I've actually been doing really good with not spending as much on myself. Because normally it's like I want something. I'm like, cool, let me buy it.
I'm
actually not doing that well with that.
Again, to what I said earlier, I have not actually, as you can tell.
I've only done good the last like week or so because... we've been out of town, so I haven't bought anything.
That's true. That's valid.
I did almost buy a $200 ring yesterday because I saw it on sale, and I was like...
My New Year's resolution is to keep retail therapy, but like make it cheaper in a sense. Because let me put it in perspective. Beginning of this month, I was kind of not going through it. I was going through seasonal depression, which is common for someone like me. What did I buy? I bought a Pelican case, which was like $400.
But granted, you do need to travel with all your gear. Oh,
that's true. I don't need you to justify my purchases right now, okay?
I'm trying to help.
Right now, I don't need you to be the best friend.
Fine. Why the fuck would you buy that right now? Thank you. We're going through a recession, and you're spending money on a Pelican case?
Yeah. But it's kind of cool, though. It was worth it.
I can't even be mad.
Yeah, I rolled up to the wedding with it, and everyone was like, yo, this guy's fucking professional. But the back of my head was like, yeah, so these two flashes.
It's got one thing in there. It's got one camera, one flash.
No, but it's so funny because I love it because it does make me look professional, and people are like, oh, he's probably doing this for years. He probably has done big projects. And then when I was setting up the flash, and this is me being modest because I want people to know that, like, I'm not the best photographer in the world. That was a wink for those who are listening. But I was setting up the flash and I was sitting there. I was like, dude, I forgot how to use like on flash, like
how to set it up.
How to set it up because like I'm so used to studio strobes where it's a different setting.
Yeah.
And not only that, it was also super dark. So I was like, fuck. I was like thinking to myself, I was like, this photo's gonna suck. But everybody thinks I'm a professional because I have this Pelican case. And when I open up my Pelican case, there's like 4 different lenses and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, I should have just came with a backpack or a grocery bag and stuff.
A reusable Albertsons bag.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to make my retail therapy a little bit more less in a sense. Like if I feel
a little bit more less.
Yeah, so like below $200. So
that's fair.
But like if I feel like, or like, not eat my feelings, but like do that, like treat myself. I feel like that
is one thing I'm gonna try to Uber Eats a lot less.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, because I didn't do it too much for the beginning of the year, but something like around like when we got back from Virginia, I was like, I kind of don't want to cook. And then David works evenings. So I'm like, I'm not going to cook dinner for just myself. So I've been Uber eating.
Back to the point where, my financial situation got much better and stuff. I don't Uber Eats a lot. I cook most of my stuff at home now these days. I Instacart a lot. That's my guilty pleasure. And so next year coming in 2024.
See, for that, to me, that's like, okay, convenience.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying.
So
no, because like there are times where I need to cook dinner and stuff, and Maggie's either she's busy with something, so she doesn't have time to run to the store, and I'm stuck in meetings back to back. So yeah, like I'll Instacart, but dude, that shit racks up.
It does.
I only ordered like 6 items, and because I didn't order it at the time, there's certain times in Instacart where it's free delivery.
Oh, okay.
And the service fee is only like $1. I did it at a time where it wasn't that, and I only needed 6 items, dude. The 6 items plus the service fee plus the delivery fee plus the tips, it was like almost $80, and I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Damn.
Then granted, I was also ordering from Whole Foods, so that was on me. But like I was like, fuck. So this 2024 is me trying to order less on Instacart. Only do it when I know for a fact we don't have time to go to the store.
Yeah.
That's the only time I will do it. There you go. But if I know I have time to go to the store.
Set a day of the week to go grocery shopping.
No, yeah. And then like plan out my meals. That's also another
there you
thing.
go. So, yeah.
Because I've been getting better at that now when I'm like, for example, like I bought everything to do lunch and dinner for today. So I need to do that better. Maggie also bought me this really fancy like writing sketch pad and stuff. Like I'll show you later. And I think that I'm going to use that to start writing down like Monday this, Tuesday this, and that, so that way we know what's for dinner and for lunch.
Yeah.
Because that way I can just get everything in one swoop. But Maggie's actually going to be in Arizona on the 3rd, so I'm kind of going to be just eating sandwiches. Cause
there you go.
I also hate cooking.
Easy.
I hate cooking
for one person.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's like...
Because then I have food left over, and I'm like...
It's just so much work for one person.
And people are like, well, you can have the leftover for lunch. I was like, what if tomorrow I don't want that? And I want, I don't know, salmon. And I made steak. Okay?
Also, steak as leftovers. It's good sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you're like,
You're like, no, I've had too much steak already. I'm going to get heartburn.
The meat sweats.
Yeah, the meat sweats. Oh, I fucking hate that.
It's real. It's real.
But, yeah, I think that's it about for my New Year's resolution. I think I'm going to try to be... more mean to people. I think people are
to other people.
To other people.
Okay.
Because like
he's already mean to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could take him if he's more mean.
In the sense of like
I would cry.
Yeah. In a sense of boundaries, in the sense like trying to say no to people. Because I know people would be like, ask me something, and I always be like, and I'll say yes, and I get myself in weird situations. Particularly for my photography business, people will ask me for something, and I need to start saying no. Because at the same time, like we'll do something and I'm like, this was the worst idea ever, So I think that's it. I don't have much. I'm trying to keep it short and simple and sweet. Maybe read more. Actually, I want to read more.
That's fair.
Not audiobooks though. I want to like actually
read.
Yeah.
I kind of miss reading. I don't do it at all anymore.
I got the Witcher books, so I'm kind of excited to read that. And then I think that's about it. I mean, I'm a simple guy, So, well, I know we keep bringing it up, but like, let's also talk about ins and outs for 2024 because this year was a fucking ruckus, and I think some things need to be left in 2023 as we progress forward in 2024. So I think we can. I mean, maybe we start with you. What do you want to keep in here? What do you want to keep going in 2024?
Keep going?
Yeah. Please say this podcast.
this podcast.
Thank you.
I don't know. I haven't really thought. I keep seeing that on like Instagram, but I really haven't thought too much of it. More so again because it doesn't feel like the new year.
That's true.
I think something I want to keep in and I want to do more of is making time for friends, if that makes sense. Like I feel like
so you want to see other people.
Like I feel like I hang out with you a lot, but also like as the years have gone by, I feel like people kind of slowly grow apart.
That's true.
You know, and
That's
it's
valid.
like you have all these friends that you were close to like years ago, and then it's like somebody got in a relationship, this person got in a relationship, and relationships it's very easy to get
like distracted.
To get what?
Distracted,
or like
most of your time is spent.
It's like
on
this
them.
person is your person now, so you spend most of your time with them. That it's easy to not necessarily forget about other friends, but to spend less time.
Yeah.
So that's one of my big things is like I want to have more time with like my girlfriends and have like due days where I hang out with them, either as a group or individually. At least for my own mental health, because I can only take so much, David.
Yeah.
I love him, but if it's just me and him all day long.
So what I'm getting is, you don't. I'm not bringing a lot to this table.
No, but I see you all the time.
No, that's true. I give you that. We do see each other a lot more often, so I understand it.
Yeah.
And I get
so
you.
You're like one of the people that I've kept that friendship with throughout the whole relationship. Like if that relationship doesn't work, you're gonna be there after. Yeah. But it's like I still want more friends.
You want to see like the people you haven't seen in a while because
if I'm bored and I'm like, Ernie, I need to do something and you're busy, I want to have other people to text.
No, that's true. There are scenarios where like you and David are date night and I'm like, fuck. I was like,
who do I hang out with?
I was like, I can't be like, hey, can I come with? Be the third wheel and stuff like that. So I get that.
Dave and Buster's, go for it.
Oh yeah, it's valid. But I get that. No, because like I think that's it for me. Like spending more time with friends I haven't seen in a while.
And I think also we've gotten so into like, hey, spending time with friends has to be this big like ordeal. Like I want to keep casual hangouts with friends. Like, hey, let's just go for a hike. Hey, let's just go hang out at the beach.
Can we kick that out? Like the whole like we need to do a big huge thing to see our friends.
Like, hey, come over and let's just watch a movie.
Yeah, let's bring that in. Just coming over and watching a movie and then kick out the whole like we need to plans because there's some people like, don't get me wrong, I love all my friends, but
I do love plans, but that doesn't have to be every single time.
I don't want it to be involved where I feel like there's some people where the only time for me to hang out with them is to like go get cocktails or go bar hopping, and I don't want that to be it. I'm like, hey, let's just hang out and get coffee, eat a pastry, or like let's sit, let's like kind of just sit at the beach.
It adds up too, and it's like. I don't know. For me, drinking has always been a social thing. Yeah. There's some people that like need to drink. Like I hate drinking at home by myself. Yeah. And I don't do it. Like every once in a while, if we're doing like a game night, I'll drink at home with like if it's just me and David. But like to me, it's like if I'm hanging out with friends, it used to mean, hey, I want to have a drink. I'm gonna go out with friends. Yeah. But then it turned into, anytime I'm with friends, it means I'm gonna have a drink. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm trying to take that out and just be like, cool, I can hang out with friends and not drink. We can go to like brunch, brunch. Yeah. We can go out for lunch and not have a drink, right? There's been days where we have the podcast and we actually don't drink. Yeah. And I'm proud of us. Yeah, but
growth.
I want those days where it's like, hey, if we want to drink, cool, we'll go out and get it. Yeah. But hey, we can hang out without drinking.
Yeah. I also like, or will be like, if I'm going to go down to UTC, which is kind of also unfortunate because like a lot of my friends live up in Vista or they live down in like kind of like San Diego downtown area. So it's always hard for me to be like,
you're like right in the middle.
Yeah. So when I used to be up in Vista, I would text like somebody who I haven't hung out with a while and I'd be like, hey, like, do you want to go with me to UTC? And like, cause I need to go get some shit. Yeah. And we can just go grab like, I don't know, boba there. Super easy. Now it's like, it's also the struggle of being like, how about you come to me when then we go over there and stuff. Yeah. And I know for sometimes it's like, oh, well, like, I'm coming from the opposite. So it's like, it became difficult, but I think now like making it more of like trying to do things that don't involve like, I don't know, planning a whole entire event, Yeah. Like I like going just to go like, hey, let's go to UTC because I need some pants or something. Yeah. Or Do you want to come with me to Target?
I'm down to go to Target. I was just going to say Target. Actually, if anybody wants to go to Target and they need a buddy, let me know because I love going to Target.
I remember when Sav was in town, when she lived with us, or not with us.
She lived with me.
She lived with you. I was part of the there. We would always do that. We'd always be like, let's just go to Target. But then also at the same time, I would always spend time with you and Sav, which there was no problem with. But it was all at the same time, it was like, we would always like, let's just go to Target. Let's just go do this.
But that's fun. Yeah. Like, errand dates.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I have to do this. Do you want to do this?
I gotta go to the DMV. You want to come with me?
Maybe not. Maybe not that one.
I think. But I think something that we should.
I thought of something while you were saying that, and I can't remember what it was.
One thing we should leave out is multi-level marketing schemes, like the pyramid schemes.
MLMs.
We should just leave that because
That's fair.
It's 2024.
Stop trying to get me to sell Arbonne or Monet or whatever.
Like water filter bullshit and stuff like that. It's
the water filter stuff.
Here's the thing. Like, I understand most of us want to be in this ideology of life where we want to be kind of like what influencers are, where they don't really work. They just live their life and they get paid doing it.
Yeah.
But another thing is that's not meant for everyone.
No.
That is not, it's time consuming. That's the deepest unknown secret, is that it's time consuming. One of my clients who was a big time influencer, she told me, she was like, dude, I don't get a day off. And when I do.
Yeah, because anything you do has to be for content.
Yeah. And she was telling about that. And I was like, that is the most disgusting thing ever. And she was like, well, because she was like, oh, I have to make sure that like I'm posting Monday to Sunday. I have to make sure I have these captions. I was like,
yeah.
And I was
it's
like,
a mental load.
Yeah.
It's not like a job where you're there 9 to 5, but it's still a mental load.
And I told her,
do I think they should get paid more than somebody that's 9 to 5? No, but it's still like they're doing a job.
Yeah. And so she was telling about it, and then she was like, yeah, like I work from 5 a.m. to like pretty much till like 9 because I'm trying to make all this content. And she was like, it's not what I thought it was, but she's like, it makes me pay my rent and pay my bills and all that stuff. And I was like, valid. And that's when I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
No.
Like, that's why I'd rather just stick with just doing photography. And if it builds up a big following from that, by all means do it. But like, I know majority of my money is going to come from these jobs that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But no, like I just couldn't. Or for people who do travel content, like they have to continuously travel. And I've heard
which is cool, but if you're like close to your family or if you have like a kid or something like that's
which I was about
hard.
About to say that there's another girl and her, or well, they just broke up, but there was a girl and a guy that used to travel a lot that I followed a bit on Instagram, but she deactivated recently. They used to travel a lot because he was a surfer and stuff like that, but they broke up because it took a toll in the relationship because companies would be like, we need you to travel. Like, we need you to do product stuff. We can't have you be in Carlsbad and do that. Be like, we want you to be out there and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and he would be like, hey, no, like I have to spend time with my family. That's surfing.
Hard.
I've been surfing back to back, been traveling around surfing. And so they ended up breaking up, and she ended up just mind you, this girl had almost had 1 million followers, and she just deactivated her account. She was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm saying.
It's money, but it's also fake.
Yeah. So
like those people that are watching you that are like liking and everything, they don't care about the influencer.
Exactly.
Much. Like they care, but they don't care about the product. They don't care about the influencer. It's literally that. It's just influencing people.
So that comes back to my point of just the people who are in these MLMs who are trying to make it seem like they're living a life of an influencer where they just sell things. It's like, no, dude, you're literally like you're working all the time.
You're also spending your own money to get that product, hoping people are going to buy it.
And
which, if you do a good living with that, awesome, good for you.
What is also, it's hard to get.
It gives you a little like time freedom, but it doesn't give you
because then you see there's a girl that Maggie watches. Her name is Hannah, and she talks about these people, and they post the stupidest stories ever, where they're like, "Oh, I'm sacrificing the time with my family to learn these entrepreneur like tricks," and it's like, no, dude. Like the false reality is that the way our capitalism works is that the millionaires stay millionaires, and not even millionaires, billionaires stay billionaires because what they do is that they make the middle class
do all the hard work. Yeah.
All the hard work, and then you never move up. So, hate to break it to you, buddy, but and it sounds fucked up. Get a job.
You ever think about how Avon was an MLM?
Dude, my grandma was in it.
Mary Kay.
Yeah, my grandma was in it, and when she like
I knew a lot of people that used to sell Avon maybe a decade ago.
Yeah. My grandma was in it, and she kind of like, when she passed away, they were, I don't know how it happened, but they were trying to get more money still from her, but they're like, no, she's no longer.
Did.
And so then luckily the person who was, I think, contacting my uncle pretty much was like, okay, I'll take all her products and sell it, and which they did.
Weird.
Yeah, it's the whole MLM pyramid scheme is a disgusting thing. So let's leave that back in 2023. If you want to make money,
more beans and Bojack.
More beans and Bojack. That's true. But if you want to make money, get yourself a good job. Start doing your passion projects, and don't say, "Well, my passion's to sell like essential oils." That's no one's passion. I've never met somebody who's like, I wake up every day so happy that I make essential oils.
His nails are sharp.
Oh, another thing. Can we get rid of finance gurus who are not finance gurus? Like the people who are like...
Can we get rid of those fucking hackers that are like, invest this and you'll get this much money back in 24 hours. Yeah. And then they just hack everybody else in your following list?
Yeah. I hate the financial gurus that are like, I wake up at 4 a.m. and I start my day and I don't go to bed until midnight and because, I want to it's like, that sounds fucking disgusting.
That sounds gross. I
hate them because they're like, I made, I've had all this money, and then you look at back.
They're worth $3,000 actually.
Or their parents kind of gave them the money.
Yeah.
What's that guy, Timothy V or what is it? I don't know what his name. One of the guys that he's always, every financial bro is always posting him because he's like, this is what you got to do. His parents own a chain of liquor stores, and that's how he got most of his funding from his parents.
From that.
So let's just leave the financial gurus. Unless you aren't
anything behind everything.
I hate the people who are like, I took a course, a 6 months course, and now I can help you with your your finances, like your 401k, how to save. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, but unless you're an actual CPA, I'm never going to take advice from you.
Yeah.
Because those people will find ways to fuck you over just to take more money from you. And then they call themselves entrepreneur. Like, no,
this has just turned into an episode of us bagging on people on
because it's the type. No, but it's the same type.
But it is, yeah. It's just a lot. It's like, bro, you're not actually trying to help people. You're just trying to make more for yourself.
Pavement princess. Do you know what that is? It's those dudes with those pickup trucks that are just completely lifted. If somebody who's 6'7" can't be.
What did you call it?
Pavement princess.
Pavement princess?
Yeah, they're the people who have those huge, massive trucks. You've never heard of that? Go on TikTok later and put pavement princess.
I don't know if I want that all over my TikTok.
No. But it's. Why do you have a truck like that size? What are you doing? It is not functionable. They have these trucks.
Rednecks.
It's not just rednecks. It's just really it's part of the financial bros dudes.
Oh, weird.
They're all the same. You don't need a truck with 32-inch rims. You don't need a truck that's almost 8 feet, 12 feet tall.
What are the logistics of getting up on that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have to climb into your fucking car like it's a monster truck, get rid of it.
Funny. Can you lift Maggie's Bronco?
You could.
You guys should lift it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That'd be funny.
It's already slightly lifted.
I know,
as it
but
is.
you guys should lift it more. That'd be so funny.
That's what I'm saying. These people who have these pavement princess trucks live in the fucking city where they're like,
oh yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Like I would understand if you had a lifted pickup truck that has all-wheel drive, has these Fox racing suspensions because you drive in the mud. You live in the fucking buttfuck of nowhere. But most of these pavement princess dudes, they have rims where they're like fat.
I've literally never heard of this.
You're gonna look it up.
My phone has heard it, and now that's all that's gonna be on my For You page.
Pavement princess.
Thank you.
But with that being said, let's finish with a few ends before we wrap up today's episode.
It got really negative really quickly.
Because no, that's what the things like this should be left off. Ends. Friendship time. We should keep in just the TikTok humor. I need that to get through my day.
I need better TikTok humor though. You know what we should bring back, like COVID era TikTok humor.
Oh yes,
that
please.
was funny.
What else
like
ends?
6-second, 10-second videos. That's all my attention span has.
No, that's true.
I don't need 3-minute long videos.
There's not a lot of ends to think about it now.
Just start the whole new year fresh.
Yeah, let's just give up. Let's just give up our life here and just start brand new, different identities.
Oh, that kind of hurt.
Yeah, this is a very sturdy mic.
Ow.
Ends more podcast episodes with Mimi hitting herself with a mic. Oh, just do your own shit. That should just be it. Do your own shit.
Mind your own business.
Mind your own business. Do your own shit. If somebody says that's a weird thing you're doing, well, fuck them.
Also, I feel like one of my big things that I think I'm going to try to keep in and do, I guess it's an out, but also an in, is if people are talking about things that don't, like that take too much mental energy for me, excuse yourself from the situation. Mm-hmm. Like, girl, you want to complain about this and that and talk bad about this person and complain and talk shit and do this. You know what? I'm going to remove myself because that is draining me and I'm not part of that. Sense. So that's my in. I'm going to keep more conversations for my own, like protect my mental space, mental energy when it comes to people talking shit about other things.
Same thing with the in and the out. Kicking out the people who talk shit about other people, but then when the minute they walk in the room, it's like, hey.
They're probably fake people. Which there's like a certain level of fakeness that everybody should have, right? Like you should never be flat out mean to somebody just because.
Well, I do that to you just because.
Yeah. But that's rooted because we're friends. Yeah. You know? But like if you see someone that you don't like, you're allowed to vent to your friends. Yeah. And then you see them, you're not going to be like, you're going to be like, hey, how are you? Okay, cool. Like that's a little fake because you're like, hey, you don't want to talk to them. Yeah. But don't be like, oh my God, I miss you. Oh my God, we should hang out. Oh my God, this. Yeah. It's like, bro, leave out the fakeness.
When you did that to me, when you were like fat, like do that, I was about to go like this. But no, you're right.
That reminds me, we hardly ever have like any physical contact. That was the most we've had all month, except for the cookie thing. Yeah. Maggie did a girls' night cookie decorating thing, and we actually gave each other a hug at the end of the night. And even Maggie was like, "I need a picture."
I know, but it was so funny though.
We never hug.
But it was funny though because like nobody understand that. Like Taylor, Danielle, and Delaney didn't.
We were just like kind of awkwardly standing there, and we're like,
I guess so, you know.
Okay, we gave everybody else hugs, so we're like, okay.
But the thing was like everyone else was like didn't understand that because they were like, what the fuck? That was so weird and stuff. But it's like that's how it is. But yes, to your point, get out and let's just.
So that's an out. Yeah. Less physical contact with Ernie, please.
Dude, there's a Snapchat. Remember that comes up often when we were at your old apartment and you were sitting down. You were texting
when
your
you
foot.
grabbed my foot.
So this is her foot. We're sitting like on the ottoman, cross legs, and this is her foot, and then my foot comes out of nowhere, and I just scratch her, and she goes. She looks at me. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" It was the funniest shit ever. Every time I see it, that's like my favorite moment. I'm gonna try to find it and like put it somewhere like
it was such a weird moment. We're just like, why are you touching
not as it. Yeah. Wait, more out physical touch or more in?
Out physical touch. Bye.
Oh God, I'm
just kidding.
I can't really think of anything else because I feel like
I think as the year goes by, we'll kind of think of more ins and outs. Yeah.
I think I've also been in a very autopilot lifestyle lately where I'm just like,
it's an autopilot.
More in, travel more. So
same, yeah. That is one thing I want to do more of because I used to be like anytime somebody would be like, "Hey, I'm going here. Do you want to come?" I used to be like, "Yes, I'll figure it out. I'll buy my ticket, whatever." I think this last year we did at the beginning of the year. David and I went on so many trips within like a 3-month span though that we were burnt out. She abandoned
me a few times.
We were burnt out. So like end of the year, we didn't really do much traveling. And I was so sad.
Yeah. No,
I need like.
Kind of same with Maggie and I. We were.
One trip a quarter or something.
We were doing a lot of stuff. And then near the end of the year, we didn't do as much.
Yeah.
But I was telling her too. I was like, there's not a lot of people like.
We travel a lot for most people if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like I have clients or I have friends that like.
You and I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like you go on a lot of trips with Maggie, but even before Maggie, you were going on quite a few trips.
That's what.
Same. Me and David went on a lot of trips last year, or this year. But even before David, I think I actually traveled more before David.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like I don't appreciate that as often as I should. Like there was like 3 years ago, I was going on a trip like every month. That's like true. Even if it was just like a weekend here or like a week there or like 3 days here, I was just like, oh wow.
Yeah. No, and I was about to say that. I was like, Maggie and I were talking about like friends we would like to travel and all stuff with that. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I was like, to think about it, with Mimi, we've done a few trips together. Like we drove together, we've done all that stuff. Yeah. We did Grand Canyon, Zion, that was kind of the same time, Yosemite, and then we flew together. And I was like telling her, I was like, you know what? I was like, Mimi's the only friend that I really actually did travel a lot with.
I'm I'm great to travel.
And I'm gonna lead up to it. I'm gonna lead up to it. I was building it up until she was.
If you mentioned this, the game.
And what?
The stir the pot game.
Oh yeah.
I take that back.
No, I know.
And I would now point that to David.
No.
hate flying with David.
In one of the card games we played, it was like, who's the worst person to fly with? She pointed me. But then
not because he's bad to fly with. The question was like for 15 hours or something.
Yeah.
For a long time. And I was like, I don't know if I have the energy levels to do 15 hours with you.
We flew to Virginia together.
And that was good.
And it was the most simplest things because you and I were both like, I'm going to sleep, or hey, let's play the Switch. And then when we were like, I think because I was telling Maggie that, I was like, I think the reason why it was so easy flying with Mimi is that our brains start to like connect. We
work the same.
Yeah, and we were logistically thinking how we should do X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
And so I was telling Maggie that, and I was like, if there was ever a time like, we fly out of the country together, you would be one of the people like, if Maggie was like, hey,
I would have shit organized. I'm airport mom.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you and I are like, you're airport mom, I'm airport dad. Where I'm like, hey, do you need a bathroom? Blah, blah. I think that's where I was like telling her, I was like, I think right now, I mean, obviously, like, it could change if I fly without
if you go back to like the episode about if I ever go on Love Island, that'll be my caption.
Airport mom.
But
no, I was like telling her, I was like, dude, no, honestly though, it was like, I think I haven't flown with a lot of my other friends, but I think like if right now in this moment, Maggie was like, hey, pick someone right now that you know for a fact you would be down to go with. And I was like, oh no, 100% Mimi and David.
Yeah.
Because I think, like I said, we both think logistically, but also at the same time, like when we go to another country in a sense, I want to go to museums.
Yeah.
I want to go see relics and stuff.
There's different types of like vacations.
Yeah.
There's like the chill and the exploration.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and I are very similar that we're like, we might want to chill a day or two, but like if we're somewhere, like we want to check it out.
Yeah.
We want to go explore. We want to go see this.
And I think you and I are also the type where we're like, if we were in another country and it was like a 5-hour drive, I think you and I would be like, yeah, no, we can do it. Let's do it, And so like that's what I was like telling her. I was like, yeah, I think next year we should just have more like friend trips and see where we can go. Like whether it's camping or if it's just going, I don't know, up to like San Francisco, Oregon, and stuff like that.
And we bring Sav because Sav's that person too.
Yeah, Sav is 100%. I love travel.
Maybe not. Sav might not be airport mom.
Yeah,
but she's good to travel with.
Sav is the airport drunk aunt.
The drunk uncle.
But
she'd be the drunk uncle.
Yeah, but she thinks logistically just like us.
Yeah.
And she's always down for everything.
And she just like goes with it. If we're like, hey, we're gonna be at this gate at this time from here, we're gonna go there. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't fight it.
No, she doesn't fight it. She doesn't. She'll throw like a very valid like idea or opinion, and I'm like, no, you're right. Let's do that instead. So I guess this is where we're gonna wrap up today's episode because we're already pushing an hour. An in is to travel more. Let's travel more. With friends, but like also at the same time.
General.
Just you and I maybe, and like like Maggie and David can come along and stuff. Two idiots on the road.
Oh, we need another 2 bros 1 hoe trip.
Yeah, I know.
That should be a yearly thing now.
Yeah.
Also, the 2 bros are me and Sav, and he's the hoe.
Yeah. Well,
if that wasn't clear. Not anymore, but when we started it, that's what it was.
So we'll definitely, the in is more traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like once we start like getting older.
Also, the world is going to shit, so see the world right now while you can. That is literally all I have to say about that.
Hey, who knows what happens tomorrow,
I'm gonna hop on that 9-month cruise.
I would never do that. You will never get me to do that. Anyways, that's our New Year's Eve episode. Yeah. We're going in the new year with something new, brand new mindset. Maybe we'll get something out of this. But Mimi, do you have any last words?
Don't fuck up 2024.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.